Now, I saw a video from Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, and he's done a fair video here on Eurotunnels. Well, I'd done some videos on these sort of things, not this one in particular, one in Switzerland. And I won't say the name because it annoys a certain subscriber of mine. But there's a big tunnel in Switzerland, between Switzerland and Germany, and I wanted to find out the information about the curve, and the only thing was on page 17 of a little brochure. So I could never find anything, and somebody sent me this thing. They said, oh, I'm a retard, and there was one paragraph, the word mentioned once, and no statistics whatsoever. Just a mentioning of the word, oh yeah, we took it into consideration, but they don't put it at the forefront of anything they say. And in fact, in a documentary I watched, it said how the tunnel is flat and straight. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But also this thing here is pretty interesting. You've seen it's key 322 straight up, and yellow and black. And we also have 6051 for either 111, of course, or 66. 66, get your kicks. But the Eurotunnel, yes, where is the information on this tunnel? Now there's a really good, what would you call it, cross-section. And I've shown these cross-sections before. Well, there's this one here, yeah, and then there's a couple of different ones. This'll do here straight away, just to look at. As you can see, the cross-section displays the channel as flat. So is the channel therefore flat, folks? That's what they're showing here. And they're showing how much the tunnel comes down and up. Now, of course, if the world was curved, they wouldn't really need to tunnel as deep, would they now? Because there'd be an offset. Now, if you can't get your head around that, I did a little diagram. It's not the greatest diagram, but it's good enough for what we want here. Basically, this is what they show us in their diagram. This being the tunnel, then the the bottom of the channel, and the sea level. Now, the sea level looks something like this, and of course I've exaggerated for how much curve there would actually be, but still, just to display the offset. So somewhat, you wouldn't need to go to this extreme, because you would be able to just go through in a more level fashion, as it were, because you've got the Earth's curve that you're cutting through, you might say. So there should be real statistics on this, but as you can see, they don't want to display anything in this thing showing anything like that. And there's various ones. And he's got it marked here, should be 656 in the whole 50 k's and 349 for the shorter distance. And there's the depth of the seabed varies. But that's very telling, isn't it? Very strange indeed. And here's one for our tunnel here. And as you can see, by the white line here, really, there's no real idea of putting a curve on this one either, this cross section. Of course, people say 650 feet relative to this on this cross section would only be a small amount, only be a little pimple. But it should be in the documentation. There should be even little videos on it, and it should be a subject at uni, how you do this surveying in underneath in the dark here, as it were, for this sort of thing, and taking into account the curvature. That's what I've been looking for, and I asked pretty brilliant people like Five Red Pears. Well, he came to my channel and abused me, really, but I said, mate, you're pretty smart. Can you find the documentation for what we're seeing with these things? And He never got back with anything constructive like that. No one's ever answered the thing about these long structures. This is I'll just play a bit of this. It's by Stranger Than Fiction. He's got the whole building of the tunnel and everything going on here. All this computer stuff of how they had to meet in the centre, as it were. That's the really interesting thing about it. We used to have jokes about that. I know an old comedy joke about that one. Maybe I'll do a video one day. Here we go. This is the thing I was looking for. And it shows clearly how they had to meet up in the middle. I thought that was pretty tech to do that. Well, taking in that earth curve too, that'd be making it that bit more difficult, wouldn't it? But there you go. Meeting in the middle. Boom. Here we go. Yeah, so something's really not right with this, and it hasn't been talked about enough, you know. So all those really brilliant people out there, like you, Mr. Red Pears, can you give us a decent rundown this? Find out the information. You must be savvy with all these great mathematicians. Sure, somebody you know, haven't they done all the calculations for this? Must have been one of your friends in the world of geometry, you must know, that worked on this project and gave them the curve that they needed just so that they were not digging too deep, as it were, for no reason, and they were heading from one place to the other correctly at all times. But you have to key in your curve. Very interesting idea, isn't it, indeed?